Well, it is a chilly winter morning in Minnesota, January 2022, and I am slowly working my way through a new batch of psalm songs this year. And I thought it might be interesting for some to kind of see behind the scenes what is my process for taking the scriptures and adding melodies and chords and then eventually recording them for myself to enjoy, but for hopefully for others to enjoy as well. So the first one that I've started in January now is Psalm 5. And I honestly don't have a great reason of why I chose Psalm 5 other than I had started several in the last couple years and never quite finished them. And this was one that I started, maybe got a verse or two in, and then kind of forgot about, and then I went back through and started to learn again. So here's the process of how I put together psalm songs word for word. So obviously the first step I take is to have a copy of the scriptures in front of me, and I've been consistent with all of these, kind of sticking to the same translation, the ESV translation of the Bible. The advantage of that is the lyrics are already written. I'm not paraphrasing anything, I'm taking it word for word. The challenge of that is rarely can you find a rhyme or even consistent syllables and lines or anything like that. So I have to be creative of how to make it singable along the way and eventually turn it into a song that fits the context of our culture. And I'm sure these were really, really different when they were originally written in Hebrew with a totally, different instruments and different meter and all that kind of thing. But trying to, use this for our culture and our context here for today. So, I open up the word and I'll usually grab a guitar. That's my go-to. This particular one, I picked up the banjo. Not that I'm a great banjo player, but I just like the different tones, and sometimes different instruments lead me to play different chords than I'd normally play on guitar. I just started with something like this. Consider my groaning. Give attention to the sound of my cry, my King and my God. And I think when I originally recorded this many months ago, I think that's about as far as I got. And I just put it in a little voice memo on my phone and kind of forgot that I started it. Being that I'm more comfortable with guitar, I kind of ended up putting on guitar to finish this, but I literally might be like one or two verses that I get recorded today, and maybe I'd come back to it, listen to the voice memo, and then I'd record the next couple verses. And in some cases it has taken months to finish a particular psalm song. So being that I made a verbal commitment to do one of these each month through the year of 2022, I'm having to move a little faster. So I'm trying to revisit the voice memos maybe every day or every other day, just enough to slowly build it out. And this morning I finally just there's only 12 verses in this, but I've pretty much been working for the last couple weeks trying to come up with melodies for all 12 of these verses that somehow fit together with each other in a song. And so being that I'm a little more comfortable with guitar, I picked up the guitar and finished it that way. What's interesting though, I didn't notice till after I got it mostly completed, is that at least in this version here, it says to the choir master for the flutes. And I thought, oh shoot, I maybe should have thought through the lens of what would this sound like with flutes, and who do I know that plays flutes, and I have an Irish whistle, but I don't know if that would give the same tone. But anyway, so I might, as I record this, I might add some flutes in there just to kind of have something that's representative to the original intent of this song, this psalm. So with the guitar, it sounds like this. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my groaning. Give attention to the sound of my cry, my King and my God. For to you do I pray, O Lord. And towards the end, starting in verse 11, it kind of almost seems like if there were a chorus in the song, something worth repeating is verse 11. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy, and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exalt in you. And the melody that I wrote to that particular part goes like this. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy and spread your protection over them. Let those who love your name exalt in you. So that's kind of the process I take of approaching these, and then when it comes down to recording them, then I have to kind of think through the lens of what kind of feel, what instruments are going to be there. Maybe I will add some flutes, maybe I'll add some piano. Kind of feel like there probably will be guitar in there. Maybe some banjo as well, I'm not sure. I'll be finishing that up in the next week or two here. So hopefully you enjoyed a little sneak peek to see kind of my process of how I take the scriptures and put music and melody to them. I suppose the one thing I couldn't really explain is how I come up with melodies to fit these, and I guess that's just a gift from the Lord. I just rely on Him to add melodies to these words, and then sometimes the melodies will come first, and then I'll need to figure out chords that actually fit the melody in my head. They can be pretty random chord structures on occasion with these, but anyways, hopefully this will be done in the next couple weeks, and I'm excited to share it with you all.